in mind. Okay, so yogis request you to settle down onto your mats, sit wherever is comfortable, cross-legged, vajrasan, anything goes. As long as you feel grounded, as long as you feel your connection with the mat, as long as you can draw your spine up tall, as long as you keep your shoulders nice and relaxed, away from the ears, and then get your palms to rest on your thighs. Then gently close your eyes and see if you can first walk away from the rest of the day. So whatever your day was like, busy, not so busy, worried, not so worried, happy, sad, doesn't matter. That was in the past. You can leave it behind and focus on the here and the now. And the best way to do that is to get into your breath. Feel each breath.
पता नहीं मेरा यार पता नहीं मैंने मेरा योगा शुरू हो गया मैं बात करता हूँ.
Stay with your breath. Increase the length of your inhales. Increase the length of your exhales. And set your intention for your practice today. My intention is to cover the triangles. So it's not just the geometry and the physicality of the triangles. As you know, I always try and link our practice with our life. So I'll get a little into that as well. When you're ready, slowly blink your eyes open, interlace your fingers, and take your arms all the way up into your first stretch. Keep reaching up as high as you can. And then let it go, and then release your feet, especially if you are in Vajrasan, because I know it kind of, starts feeling like pins and needles. So release your feet, get into a little more comfortable position, and just watch. So your triangle poses effectively deal with your feet wide apart. So the three positions for the feet are: one is your big toes and your heels are together. Second is you are hip width apart, then just a little further apart, so let's say shoulder width, and then it is literally two shoulder widths. What is an ideal distance? It's up to each yogi, as long as you feel a little stretch in your inner thighs, in your adductor muscles, that's the ideal. So if you overdo it, and I can't overdo it because I'm nursing a groin injury. If you overdo it, you just won't be able to move, any kind of movement is going to be difficult. If it's too easy and it's here, you're not going to feel the stretch, you're not going to be working your muscles hard enough. So you have to each one find your own sweet spot. So usually I cue it as two shoulder width apart. Second, both your feet could be pointing straight forward, so all 10 toes are pointing forward as I'm doing now, or one foot rotates 90 degrees. So the leg that rotates is externally rotated at the thigh. The other one remains where it is. So your feet are perpendicularly aligned. One leg is externally rotating. The other one, the thigh, is neutral in the hip. Okay, so that's the setup for most of your triangles. There's one more setup where, so here your hips are facing forward. The other one is where you get in for a warrior one. So there your heels line up, your back foot toes are in, the width between your feet is about the same, and if you notice your hip points push. So the leg that's back, for me it's my right leg back, the right hip pushes forward. Your hip points now magically face front. So I just want you to keep this in mind, and then I will talk through the rest of the alignment points. And now I'll switch to Ranjini. So there, she's on the spotlight now. So thanks for that. Now, get your feet out in front of you, please, and extend both your knees. Extend both your knees in front of you. Yeah. Keep flexing your ankles. So lift, keep pointing your toes back towards your head. Make sure your spine is tall. So remove the flesh from underneath of you if your tailbone is tucking under. So make sure your tailbone is hitting the mat vertically. Nice and tall spine. Relax your shoulders. Inhale, take your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. So wherever your palms reach, your knees, your calf, your ankles, your toes, wherever it goes, slow. Exhale. Inhale, come back up. Reach up with your arms all the way towards the ceiling. Maybe look up between your fingertips. Exhale, fold forward once again. See if you can go a little further with your forward fold. Inhale, take it up once again. Exhale, forward fold. Stay here for a bit. See if you can squeeze in a little more flexibility. Inhale, increase the length of your spine. Exhale, forward fold a little more. Next inhale, circle your arms all the way back up. Come up tall. Reach up. And one final time, exhale, forward fold. And I know Ranjini is super flexible, so she goes all the way to her toes. If you can't reach your toes, go ahead. Rest your palms beneath your calves. Use that as traction. Now start using your biceps to pull you in. See if you can increase the length of your spine a little more. Keep your chin up. That helps to remind you to keep your spine tall. And exhale. See if you can start with your belly reaching your thighs before you start thinking of your heart reaching your knees. Stay here for a few breaths. And if you want to release, inhale, take your arms all the way back up, reach up. And release. So what's the reason? So today is going to feel like a little bit of a tutorial. So I will keep speaking in between poses. It's not a flow, but I'll try and keep a flow going somewhere in the middle. The point is, any triangle pose works your leg muscles a lot. So it strengthens your leg muscles. It provides flexibility to your leg muscles, especially the more inaccessible muscles like the adductors. So the idea of this warm-up is to make sure that we start with the hamstrings and kind of, prime them for flexibility and strength. And then we'll move to a few other muscle groups while we are sitting. Next, bend your right knee and then get your right foot against your left thigh and ease your right knee down towards the floor as much as possible. And we'll again do a forward fold, and you'll find that you can possibly get a lot more into your forward fold with just bending one knee. Once again, engage your left ankle. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. All the way down to your left foot. So grab whatever part of your left leg that is accessible, maybe your toes, maybe your sole of your foot, maybe your ankle, maybe under your calf. Sometimes maybe even under your knee. In fact, what I like to do is start from under the knee, make sure I have a tall spine, and then keep moving. So like Ranjini is doing now. Yeah. Now you slide your palms forward and see if you can go in with a tall spine. So you may not be able to forward bend as much, but you'll soon start feeling the stretch in your glute, in your left glute. You've taken your right glute and your right lower back out of the equation. So you're getting a deeper stretch on your left lower back and your left glute. Of course, your left hamstring is there for the ride. Inhale, come up. So let's do 4 rounds of this. Inhale, come up all the way. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up once again. Exhale, forward fold. One last time. Inhale, and I promise this time we'll hold the forward fold for a bit. Exhale, forward fold, and go slowly, gently into your forward fold. Use your breath. As you inhale, increase the length of your spine. As you exhale, reach your chin to your toes. So notice I'm not saying reach your heart down, because the minute I say that, you're going to round your back. The idea is that if you keep a tall spine, you will keep the stretch in your glutes. The minute you round your back, the stretch moves to your lower back and your hamstring. Slowly reverse, release and switch your legs. So take your arms all the way up, release your arms down to your side. Release your right leg goes all the way forward, right knee remains straight, bend your left knee, left foot against your right thigh, drop your left knee down. See if you can relax your left knee down as far as possible. Keep your right ankle engaged. Inhale, take your arms all the way up, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Keeping a straight back, holding on to whatever part of your leg you can. So if you notice, it doesn't matter whether you can hold on to the back of your knee or your toes. What matters is whether you're feeling that stretch in your hamstring, your lower back, and your glute. And this time it's going to be your right glute and your right lower back. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up, reach all the way up as high as you can. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, circle all the way back up. Exhale, fold forward. One last time. Inhale, circle up. Exhale, fold forward. So really scooch in. As far as I'm concerned, Ranjani has frozen, but the rest of you keep up with your practice. As you inhale, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, keep folding forward. And when you're ready, last inhale up and release your arms by your side. And let it go. So Ranjani, if you can face the camera completely, and now we're doing the pancake, which means you take your feet as wide apart as you can, knees are straight, and yeah, so Ranjani is a bit like me. Both of us don't have that enormous flexibility, but I know some of you can do a complete side split. If that's you, go ahead. Now right here, try and keep your knees straight, but if it starts paining you on the back sides of your knees, go ahead and put a micro bend. Engage your ankles. So flex your ankles, point your toes back, and then see if you can kind of do an external rotation of the thighs at the hip. So your toes are kind of pointing back down towards the mat on the side towards your torso. So not inwards, but outwards. Then inhale, draw your spine tall. Exhale, either on your legs or straight forward. Keep pushing your fingertips forward as far as you can go, keeping a tall spine. So yeah, wherever is your degree of flexibility, go there. No judgments. Inhale, come back up, but keep your legs engaged. Exhale, fold forward once again. And if you feel you'll get a little more leverage by holding on to your big toes and then using your biceps to pull your heart down and forward, go ahead and do that. Notice if there's a difference between keeping your chin tucked in towards your chest and keeping your chin up. Usually, if you keep your chin up, you'll find your spine lengthening a little more. Couple of breaths more before we release. Notice where you're feeling the stretch. Obviously, the adductors are feeling stretched. Your IT band would be under compression right now. And slowly release. Simply bend your knees, get the soles of your feet together on your mat. Now, if you keep your heels close to your groin, you're going to find it a little painful. If you keep your heels far away, it's going to be too easy. Find your sweet spot. Then hold on to your feet with your palms and gently, and I mean really gently, because I got a groin injury because of doing this a little too enthusiastically, flap your knees into butterflies. So gently just raise your knees and push them down towards the mat, very gently. And see if you can slowly, over time, increase that amplitude and maybe reach your knees down to the mat. So by amplitude, of course, you can always decide to take it higher. But what I mean is just see if you can reach your knees down towards the mat. For some of us, it may never happen. And that's fine too, as long as you get that stretch in your adductors and a little bit in your hip rotators. And then keep your knees as low as possible. Once again, inhale, spine tall, exhale, fold forward. And then inhale, back to spine tall, come up tall. And then get your right palm outside your left knee, your left palm behind you. Inhale, spine tall, exhale, twist. But keep pushing your knees down towards the mat. When you're ready, release and reverse. So now your left palm outside your right knee, your right palm behind you. Inhale, spine tall, exhale, twist. Stay with your breath. Push, keep pushing both your knees down. Slowly release, come up tall. Interlace your fingers behind you, squeeze your shoulder blades. Inhale, heart up, chin up. But keep pushing your knees down. I know. When you decide to focus on your spine and your heart, your knees start coming up. So yoga is also the even spreading of your attention to everything. Slowly release. Once again, inhale, spine tall. Exhale, fold forward. Heart towards your toes. You can release your arms so you get a better stretch. If you want, you can keep your arms behind. Either ways works. But better if you get it forward so you enjoy your forward fold. Inhale, come up. Right palm outside left knee, left palm behind, twist. spine tall. On the inhale, exhale, keep twisting even more. Slowly release. Other side twist, so left palm outside right knee, right palm behind. Inhale, spine tall. Exhale, twist. Keep twisting. Slowly release. Come back to neutral. Interlace your fingers behind you. Squeeze your shoulder blades in, hard up, chin up. Knees down. And slowly, 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 slowly release. Hopefully, all stretched out, warmed up. Find your way to standing. So keep standing. So Ranjani, keep standing facing the camera here. And then either hop or walk your feet to toe shoulder width distance apart. Make sure the outer edges of your feet are parallel to the outer edges of your mat. So your toes are pigeon toeing inwards just a little bit. So you don't feel like your toes are splaying out. All 10 toes are facing forwards towards me. Now push down equally into all 4 corners of both feet. This will mean you'll have to adjust your pushing down. Some of us are natural pushers into the outer edges. Some of us are natural pushers into the inner edges. So see if you can push down. Now you've taken the triangle shape. You should be feeling that steadiness. If you're not, and if you're feeling unbalanced, chances are you're overdoing your feet width. So get your feet in a little bit if you feel you're unbalanced. If you're feeling strong and steady and yet feeling a little stretch in your adductors, then you're spot on. So what the triangle does is, it's the first 2-dimensional shape in geometry. It's also probably the most stable. Unless, of course, you've got a very narrow base, then you're almost coming to a line. It will not keep you steady. So the wider your base, the steadier you are. When you're ready, inhale, circle your arms all the way up and keep your palms pressed in together all the way up. Keep reaching up. For some reason, Ranjani is once again frozen. I don't know why. Internet problem, I guess. But keep your arms up. Reach up. Inhale. When you're ready, exhale. Keep reaching forward. See if you can keep your hips in line with your heels. So when you do this reach forward and then your torso, stop when your torso is parallel to the floor, you will find that automatically your center of gravity shifts so that your hips start moving behind your heels. Engage your core, fight your center of gravity a little bit, reach forward with your fingertips so that your hips try and line up with your heels. They may not be in the same line, but try to line them up. Inhale, take your arms all the way back up. So come up tall, straight up, straight up, straight up. So this is not one of those, yeah. Inhale, come up tall. Reach your arms up. Keep reaching. Exhale once more, forward fold. This time, if you find it painful behind your knees, maybe a micro bend in your knees. See where the stretch shifts. And if you're ready, all the way down. So fingertips reach all the way down to the mat. Now, if your fingertips don't reach down to the mat, it's okay. Don't worry. Just get your palms outside your shins and rest your palms there. So you have some support. But if your palms are reaching down to the mat, keep them there. Now with that support, see if you can engage your core. So even though you're in triangle and you're fully supported, engage your core. See if you can push your hips slightly forward so they're in line with your heels. Inhale, get your palms on your hips, come up halfway. So torso parallel to the floor. When you're ready, inhale, come up all the way. Release your feet. So bend your knees and, just walk it out so you release the tension from your feet. So heel to your way in, bend your knees, release the tension from your feet. When you're ready, jump or step your feet back to shoulder width apart. Great. Make sure your feet are facing forward, so pigeon toeing in. And Ranjani, it's okay. Leave your arms next to you. Turn your right toes to the right, right heel in line with left arch. Keep your hands on your hips. So your hip points are still facing forward. Bend your right knee slowly, 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 so that it starts moving over your right ankle. Look down on the inside of your right knee. You should be able to see your right big toe. Keep pushing down on the outer edge of your left pinky toe. Keep your spine vertical. Relax your shoulders. Inhale, arms out, warrior two. Feel the stretch on your left inner thigh. So you're building up to a triangle, but you always move with the strength first. When you're ready, inhale, straighten your right knee. Keep your arms on either side. If it gets too much on your shoulders, you can drop your arms anytime. So I won't cue that. Exhale, bend your right knee back to warrior two. Inhale, push back to standing triangle. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, triangle. Drop your arms, turn your right toes back in to face forward. Drop your arms down, it's okay, relax your arms, relax your arms. Turn your left toes to the left. Just notice if this feels more stable or all 10 toes facing forward feels more stable. For me, this is more stable, but for some people, it could be the other way around. Okay, when you're ready, bend your left knee over your left ankle. Make sure your left knee is tracking over the second and third toes, which means your left thigh is externally rotating over your into your left hip. Your left knee is pushing outwards. Push down with your right pinky toe. Keep your right knee straight. Inhale, spine tall, and arms on either side. Once again, keep your arms straight as long as you can. If it gets too much, feel free to drop your arms. When you're ready, inhale, straighten out your left knee. Exhale, warrior two on the left side. Inhale, straighten your left knee. Exhale, warrior two. One last time. Inhale, straighten your left knee, standing triangle. Exhale, warrior two. And inhale, straighten your knee, turn your toes in, heel toe your way back to standing, let it go. Drop your arms. Bend your knees, release the tensions before we jump back. So pay attention to your breath. When you're ready, jump back 2 shoulder width apart. So keep your palms down for the time being. Keep your arms down. Right toes to the right. Good. Take your left arm and take it behind you. Hold on to your right hip point. Yeah. Take your right arm to the right. Look over your right shoulder. Imagine there's someone offering you a box of chocolates on the right side. I know this is becoming cliched with me, but a box of chocolates is going to be the best motivator you can have in your life. Reach for that box of chocolates. You'll never go wrong with chocolates. Trust me. Keep reaching. Don't give up. Keep reaching forward, but make sure that your left shoulder is not tipping forward. The minute you find your left shoulder tipping forward, you know you've reached your limit. So back off a little and push your left shoulder back, because we want to do a really good triangle. For some people, you're going to be finding that stretch in your right inner thigh a bit too much. That's also another sign that you've reached your max. When you've reached your max, release your right palm all the way down. Now you could reach your right shin, or you could reach all the way down to the mat, or some people like to just kind of hook onto their right big toe. Now Ranjani is already there, so you just decide, but you make sure that your left shoulder is moving back. So if someone were to look at you from the top, you just look like your body is in one plane. Your hips are not pushing back. So remember, I cued you to push your hips forward in that simple standing triangle. This is where that helps. Keep pushing your left shoulder back. And then if you want, turn your gaze up to the sky. And that's your starting triangle position. Why is your left arm back? It's basically to remind you to keep pushing your left shoulder back. If you feel up to it, release your left arm up. Left arm, left arm, left arm, left arm, up. And yes, you might lose your balance. That's a sign that possibly your feet are too wide apart and you're overstretching it. So get it in a bit. That's fine. Notice if by releasing your left arm, your left shoulder is tipping forward. If it is, tip it back. When you're ready, look down at your right big toe, bend your right knee, and float up to warrior two. So there, you do feel that you have kind of slipped on your mat. And slowly just release the pose. So get your feet together and bend your knees, release the tension. So a little bit about triangle before we move to the other side. What the triangle ends up doing is, one, of course, you get that enormous stretch in your inner thigh, or the other leg, the outer thigh. Your legs are really working hard because your legs are literally in one line. Your feet are in one line, so you don't have too much of flexibility. So effectively, to maintain your balance, your core kind of starts kicking in. And then you do this weird thing of reaching out with your right arm. Effectively, you're stretching out your left side. Or when you're stretching out this left side of yours, you're stretching out the area near your kidneys. That's where your adrenal gland sits. Now that's the place where the fun begins. Because you're stretching out your adrenals, those are the glands that, produce your cortisol or your stress hormone. You're literally telling it, by stressing your body a little bit, you're telling it, calm down, it's okay. So it improves your adrenal function. It gets you into a calming mode. So that's enough of my yogi talk. Go back to feet 2 hip width apart. Left toes turn to the left. So if you notice what Pranjani has done is she knew she had overstretched the other side. So this time she is kind of keeping it real, because if you overstretch it, you're not going to be able to hold your pose and you feel miserable about it. And you say, why didn't I just keep it real to start with? And sometimes it's just natural because you keep slipping on your mat. Happens to me. So don't think a moment before you kind of, pull out of your posture, get your feet in a little bit. It's fine. Do that. Okay. So make sure that your left heel is in line with your right arch. Your feet are perpendicular to one another. Push down equally into both your feet. And then get your right arm behind you. Hold on to your left hip point. Yeah, make sure your spine is tall. Then get your left arm on the side. Look over your left shoulder. Look for that box of chocolates. Keep that left knee straight. Keep that left knee straight because we're going to triangle. Keep reaching for that box of chocolates. And then either you're going to find your right shoulder tipping forward. That's a sign that you're overdoing it. Or you're going to feel it in your left inner thigh, or both. Once you find you've reached your limit, circle your left palm down, either to touch your left shin or just straight down to the mat, or some people just like to hook onto the left big toe. It doesn't matter. Make sure your right shoulder is moving back. So that movement comes from your waist. Don't just jerk your shoulder back, because then you're just making the movement from your shoulder. Engage your core and push that right shoulder back. Then if you want, look up towards the ceiling. If you think you've got this is all optional. Take your right arm up. Now, plug that right arm off the shoulder. So it's like you want to move the arm away from the shoulder. That's the kind of feeling. You want to reach for the ceiling. Stay with your breath. With each inhale, increase the length of your spine. With each exhale, see if you can sink a little lower, but keep pushing your right shoulder back. Wonderful. When you're ready, turn your face down to look at your left big toe. Bend your left knee. Float back to warrior two. And release. Good job. Very good job. Get your feet together. Okay, so just putting in a fun balance, it also kind of starts stretching out your glutes, because we'll move to warrior one and the triangles associated with warrior one. So stay where you are. Make sure all your 10 toes are facing forward. Transfer all your weight onto your right foot. Bend your left knee in towards the chest. So hug your left knee in to your chest. Yeah, hug it in. Now, while you're hugging that left knee in, you should be feeling the stretch on your left glute, and you should feel your spine growing tall. Imagine there's a string tied to the top of your head, and the string is pulling you up. Now, if you want to stay here with your balance, if you want, take your left knee out to the left. But keep hugging it close to your torso, but not with your right palm. So you can let your right arm go to the side to hold your balance. Now, if you want, stay here. If you want, hold on to your left big toe with your left palm or your left index and middle finger, and then extend your toe. Extend your knee to the side, to the left side. And if you don't want to extend your knee, keep it bent, but stay with your balance. When you're ready, slowly release. And we'll move to the other side. So get your left foot down, make sure your left toes are facing forward. Push all your weight into your left foot. Crunch your right knee into the chest. Hug your right knee into the chest. Keep growing tall through the spine. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Then when you're ready, turn your right knee out to the right. Maybe you can pick your left arm up for the balance. If you want, just stay here. So to the side, Ranjini, because you balance to the side. Yeah. If you want, stay here. If you want, hold on to your right big toe and extend your right knee out. So push through your right heel, but keep your spine tall. I know I'm asking for a lot, but you know, this is how you work those different muscle combinations. And whenever you're ready, slowly release. So what I've done here is work the glutes and then gone back into an externally rotated thigh. So we're building on what we did with the Warrior 2 and Triangle. Okay, so now turn to face the top of the mat and move to the top of the mat. Keep your feet hip width apart. And then take your right leg back to shoulder width so that your right heel is in line with your left heel and your right toes are in about 45 degrees. Yeah, so Ranjini is doing it just perfect. If you want a little more space between your heels, go ahead and do that. And then when you're ready, bend your left knee in, inhale to Warrior 1. So inhale, your arms up, Warrior 1. Exhale, knee straight, drop your arms down, standing triangle. Knee straight, drop your arms down. Knee straight, drop your arms down. No, just get them down next to you, next to you. We're just going to do Warrior 1 to standing triangle. Okay, when you're ready, exhale, bend your knees, bend your left knee. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, release, back to standing triangle. Once again, when you're ready, exhale, bend your left knee. Inhale, take your arms up, reach. Keep pushing on the right outer edge of your right foot. Keep taking your arms up. Hold for a bit. And release. Knee straight. Get your right foot all the way forward. Hip width apart. All 10 toes facing forward. This time, take your left leg back. Heel in line with heel or a little bit apart. Left toes facing in 45 degrees. Both your knees straight to start with. Keep pushing your left hip forward, right hip back. So if you want, you can get your left hand on your left hip and actually force it forward or push it forward, not force it forward. Okay, when you're ready, exhale, bend your right knee. Inhale, take your arms all the way up. And exhale, release arms, release knee. Once again, take an inhale, spine tall. Exhale, bend your right knee. Inhale, take your arms up. Hold for a bit and release. Final one. Inhale, spine tall. Exhale, bend your right knee. Inhale, take your arms up. Hold for a bit. Push into the outer edge of your left foot. Keep taking your hips down and forward. Left hip moving forward, right hip moving back. When you're ready, release. Get your left foot all the way forward. Get your right foot back. Heel to heel alignment. Right toes facing in 45 degrees. Push your right hip forward, left hip back. Now, you can either get your knuckles together behind you or hold on to your elbows or full reverse namaste. Whatever works. Yeah. Keep squeezing your shoulder blades in a little bit. Inhale, spine tall. Exhale, fold forward till your torso is about parallel to the floor. Keep reaching your heart forward. Keep pushing your left hip back, right hip forward. Keep your chin up. If you're feeling a little painful behind your left knee, micro bend in your left knee. When you're ready to release, release your palms down. So you're either holding on to the sides or behind your knee or behind your calf, or if you can, slide all the way down on either side of your heel. So whatever works. See if you need to put a little more weight into your back foot, because I know all your weight is getting into your front foot. Help your front leg by pushing, consciously pushing weight into your back heel, into your right heel. See if you can increase the length of your spine on the inhale, and on the exhale, release your heart down. So this is your standing forward fold triangle. Stay with your breath. Keep pushing your left hip back, right hip forward. Enjoy your forward fold. Just a couple of breaths more. This releases the muscles in your back, releases your hamstring. Overall, great for leg toning. When you're ready, inhale, come up halfway, which means torso parallel to the floor. Keep taking your chin up. Bend your front knee, bend your left knee. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up, warrior one. Keep reaching up. And slowly release your arms to your side. Get your right foot all the way forward in line with your left foot. Feet are about hip width apart. When you're ready, take your left foot all the way back. Keep both your knees straight, heel in line with heel. Push your left hip forward, right hip back. Either knuckle to knuckle or hold on to your elbows, or full on reverse namaste. Keep your shoulder blades squeezing in, shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, spine tall. Exhale, fold forward. Slowly, 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 slowly fold forward. If your right knee is feeling funky, put a micro bend. Otherwise, stay with a straight knee, both knees straight. Keep reaching your heart forward, chin up. Your torso is parallel to the floor. Don't go too deep right now. Go in stages. Wait. Stay with your breath. Stay with your breath. When you're ready, release your palms down, either on either side of your front knee, or slide it down your shin all the way on either side of your front foot, or just hold on to your shins, whatever feels good. Then push your left hip forward, right hip back. Inhale, spine tall. Exhale, fold forward a little more. Stay with that forward bend. Stay with your breath. With each inhale, spine growing tall. With each exhale, forward folding a little more. One last breath. And then inhale, come up halfway, torso parallel to the floor. Reach your heart forward, chin up, bend your right knee. When you're ready for your next inhale, sweep your arms up, warrior one. Keep pushing into the outer edge of your left foot. Reach your fingertips even higher. Make sure your elbows remain straight. push your elbows in towards each other. Stay with your breath and slowly release. Get your back foot all the way forward. Okay, turn to face the side of the mat. Come back to the center of the mat. When you're ready, jump or step your feet 2 shoulder width apart. Turn your right toes to the right. Inhale, spine tall. Exhale, bend your right knee, warrior 2. Inhale, arms to the side. Okay, we're moving into standing triangles. So inhale, spine tall, straighten your right knee, completely straighten your right knee. Exhale, reach through your right fingertips, keep reaching into triangle. So circle your right arm down, circle your left arm up into your best triangle. Now, if you're a beginner, stay here. If you want to challenge your triangle from here, go into Namaste, but without getting your torso up. So keep your torso where it is. Just get your palms to meet over your head. If you're getting your palms to meet, push your elbows in towards each other. Completely extend your elbows. Reach your fingertips forward. Reach your left shoulder further back. Engage your core to rotate your left shoulder further back. Stay with your breath. If you can, turn your face up to look at the ceiling. When you're ready, release your arms back into normal triangle. When you're ready, look down at your right big toe. When you're ready, bend your right knee, but stay down with your fingertips down. Get your left palm on your left hip. Your right palm lands 8 inches ahead of your right big toe. Drag your left foot in halfway. Square your left shoulder over your right shoulder. You guessed it right, we're moving into half moon. When you're ready, float your left leg up parallel to the floor. Straighten your right knee. Now, no, it doesn't look like a triangle, but this is also a triangle. So normally we are used to thinking of triangles with the broad side down. This is just a triangle with the vertex down. You're defining a triangle with your heel, and head. It's just that the broad side, which is defined by the heel and your head, is the side that's up. The vertex is down, and that's what makes it so much more challenging. When you're ready, slowly float back to warrior 2. And completely let it go. So get your feet in together, release your pose, get your feet back in, and just shake it out. Not for long, we've got the other side to go. When you're ready, I know this feels like a tutorial, but sometimes it's good to just get into the niceties. I know most of us don't think of a half moon as a triangle, but if you go to see, it pretty much is a triangle. You've got the heel and the arm and the head being the edge of the triangle, and your heel, which is down, being the vertex. So if you're ready, let's do the other side. So once again, jump or walk your feet 2 shoulder width apart. Turn your left toes to the left. Heel to arch alignment. Inhale, spine tall. Exhale, bend your left knee. And your arms to the side, warrior 2. Why do we do this, warrior 2? Because it's a good prep for the triangle. All right, exhale, straighten your left knee. Inhale, spine tall. Exhale, reach through your left fingertips as much as you can and rotate. So get your left fingertips down, right palm up. Keep pushing your right shoulder back. Feel the stretch on the right side of your torso. If you are novice or doing this after a long time, stay here. If you want, Circle your arms for namaste overhead. Squeeze your elbows in towards each other so that your palms reach further forward. Engage your core even more. Twist so that your right shoulder moves towards the wall behind. Stay with your breath. When you're ready, release your palms so that it's back to classic triangle. Then turn your face to look at your left toes. Get your right palm on your right hip. Bend your left knee. Get your left fingertips 8 inches ahead of your left big toe and a little to the left. Drag your right foot in halfway. Square your right shoulder over your left shoulder. Keep looking down at your left toe. Float your right leg up. Straighten your left knee. Half moon. If you want, release your right palm up. While you're holding the half moon, think of your inverted triangle. So you've got your base. It's just that you, as a triangle, you've decided to enjoy sitting on your vertex. It's a little difficult, sure, but it's fun. There's a little bit of struggle. Use your breath. When you're ready, slowly release. And completely release. Completely release. Okay. Whenever you're ready, find your down dog. I know, suddenly, why down dog? Just because we didn't do any upper body today. So spread your fingers, your palms are shoulder width apart. You're pushing the mat forward with your palms. You're keeping your knees straight. You shouldn't find it difficult to keep your knees straight because we've done enough of that. Your heels are reaching down towards the mat. Your tailbone is going up and back. When you're ready, take your right leg up. Keep your hips level. Reach through your right toes, higher up towards the ceiling as much as you can. Come on, keep going. And then sweep your right foot all the way forward between your palms. Drop your left heel down, heel to heel alignment. Left toes pointing in at 45 degrees. Push your left hip forward, right hip back. Sweep your arms up. Inhale, warrior one. Straighten your right knee completely. Exhale, back to warrior one. When you're ready, parallel your arms to the floor. Reach forward once again for your box of chocolates. Go for your warrior three. So lift your left leg off the mat. Reach through your left heel. Flex your left ankle strongly. So pull the left toes back in. Reach through your fingertips. Try and keep your arms next to your ears. Once again, I don't have to say this. It's obvious. You've got another inverted triangle. The base is from your fingertips to your left heel. The vertex is your right heel. Stay with your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly move back, warrior one. Windmill your palms down. Jump to exchange your feet. So left foot comes forward, right foot moves back. Jump. Lovely. Drop your right heel down, heel to heel alignment, right toes pointing in 45 degrees. Keep your right knee straight. Push your left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale, come up all the way. Warrior one. Exhale, straighten out your left knee. Inhale, spine tall. Exhale, bend your left knee once again. Parallel your arms, move to warrior three. Stay with your breath. Flex your right ankle, reach through your arms, reach through your fingertips. Arms next to your ears. Find your triangle. 5, 4, stay with your breath. 3, 2, 1, slowly release back to warrior 1. Windmill your palms down. Get your back foot all the way forward. Deep forward fold. Push your hips up, knees straight. And then bend your knees, sit down on the mat. Squeeze your knees in. So give yourself a nice hug. Squeeze your knees in, round your back. Push your nose between your knees. Keep as rounded a back as possible. And then whenever you're ready, completely lie down into your Shavasana. My God, 1 hour gone just doing triangles. Completely lie down wherever you feel comfort. Let it go. I know it was a slow practice, but it was a thorough practice. You moved mindfully. You moved from externally rotated to neutral poses. You moved from bent knees to straight knees. Most importantly, you explored the triangle. So the triangle symbolizes stability as long as you're on the broad side of the triangle. The minute the triangle flips, you get into balance. You need all your strength to hold on to that balance. So I find triangle poses most suitable when I'm going through change in life, because that sense of being on the base gives me such a sense of stability. And when you move from that base position to a balanced position, you know you're moving mindfully. You're building your confidence little by little. Sometimes some poses don't seem like triangles, but they end up being triangles. Sometimes in life, you don't feel stable, but if you look hard enough, you will find your stability. You will find that support, especially when you're moving jobs or you're moving countries. It can feel a little overwhelming, but if you look hard enough, you find you're not just doing a balance. You find it's the same triangle, just in a different position. In some ways, the 3 corners of the triangle also represent your body, your breath, and your spirit. Your body, your emotions, and that space of having no emotions, of being completely neutral, of being non-judgmental towards everything. You can't have one without the other. Each defines the triangle. Without the body, you're not going to find your soul or your spirit. Your spirit doesn't exist in a vacuum. Your body is the vehicle. Your breath and your emotions inform you. They are the link between your body and your soul. So the 3 always go together. Without the 3 corners, you don't have a triangle. Whenever you're ready, take a long, deep breath in. When you're ready, exhale, bend your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. And then gently rock from side to side. Completely roll over to your side, right side preferably. Turn your face down. Find your way back to seated. Preferably sit cross-legged. So when you sit cross-legged, that itself is a sort of triangle. So if you draw your spine up tall from the top of your head to your knees, it's not just a triangle, it's like a pyramid. Feel that stability. Just go back to your practice. See what was challenging, see what was easy, see where you found your foundation, see where you felt a little off balance. Just make a mental note of it. You don't have to judge it. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up. One last stretch. Keep reaching up, keep reaching up. And exhale, let it go. Namaste, yogis. As always, great practicing with you. A huge, huge thanks to Ranjani for being such a kind demonstration yogi. I think I'll call upon her on Tuesday one more time. Hopefully next Sunday. I hope, fingers crossed, I'll be okay with my groin strain and I'll be able to demo once again. Thank you all.